Alright, so the last questions that I've been getting via email or conversations you guys have been having with me is in regards to evaluating a piecewise function. And in this case for 33, and there's like 4 of them, I'm telling you that I'm evaluating it for a specific x value. I'm evaluating it for x equals -2, and the other one is x equals 3. And I'm not using both of them, but I'm just looking at, say, if I want to evaluate for x equals -2, I'm looking inside this domain, or these set of x values, to see which one do I plug it into, or which inequality does x equal -2 work for. And if I look, -2 is less than 0, so I am using 5x minus 1 for x equals -2. So that means that I'm putting -2 into place of x for this one. So I have 5x minus 1. I'm putting -2 in place of x. So it's going to be 5 times -2 minus 1, which you get -10 minus 1, which is -11. So in this case, g of -2 equals -11 because I plugged it into that equation. Now if I look at this next one, I'm trying to evaluate it for x equals 3. Well, I know that 3 is not less than 0. 3 is not in between 0 and 3. So because 3 is greater than or equal to 3, I am plugging it into 1 minus 2x squared. So I have 1 minus 2x squared. I'm putting 3 in place of x, so it's going to be 1 minus 2 times 3 squared. So that's 1 minus 2 times 9. 1 minus 18 gets me -17. So g of 3 equals -17. Now the next one, I'm going to skip 34, but I'm going to jump to 35 just as it's, or no, I guess I am looking at part C. But in this case, it's the same idea. All right, I'm looking at x equals -2. I'm looking at x equals 3. So when I look at -2, is -2 less than -2? No, it's not. So I'm not plugging it into this one. Well, is -2 between -2 and 3 and equal to 2? Yes. So that means that I'm plugging -2 into the absolute value of 2x. So I have 2 times -2. So I have the absolute value of -4. So in this case, h of -2 will equal 4. Now I'm looking at this last one. I'm looking at an x value of 3. Is 3 less than -2? No. Is 3 in between -2 and 3 and equal to it? Or not equal to 3? No. So I'm going to be looking at this last one. Is 3 less than or equal to 3? Yes. So I'm putting 3 into the equation 4 minus 3x. So I have 4 minus 3 times 3. 4 minus 9 is -5. So h of 3 equals -5. So I'm looking at each of these two, what x equals, these two inputs, and I'm putting it into the one that it works for. I will not be putting it into all 3 of them. In this case, I'm only plugging it into 2 of them. There could be a scenario in which I'm only placing it into 1 of them. But in this case, I'm not putting anything in 5 minus x because -2 and 3 does not make that inequality true. -2 made this inequality true. That's why I plugged -2 into this equation. And 3 is not less than -2, so I'm not plugging it into this one. 3 is not in between -2 and 3 because it's not equal to 3. But 3 is greater than or equal to 3, so that's why I plugged it into 4 minus 3x. Hoping this helps. Email me or ask questions if you have any.